Hello again. It's 2025 and I'm doing my next video on the Wild Biome project. It's interesting to be here again because it was 2 years ago that I took part in the first Wild Biome project with only 25 participants, and it was quite the experience. I learned so much from that time, and I took that away with me and continued to live that way for quite a bit after the project. But it was also amazing to see how the blood tests and the gut microbiome changed during that time. And it just made sense that now that there is a Wild Biome project too, with over 180 people taking part this time, there is so much more data to collect, and I didn't want to miss the experience. So this month has been where it starts to get really busy. I've been shelling acorns since December and leaching them. And I think that's something that I took away from the last Wild Biome project, is that being a little bit more prepared this time. I'm taking the lessons that I learnt from before and we are implementing them into the next one. So I've been leaching a lot of acorns. I should have around 3.5 kilos of flour to use this time. The trouble I had last time was that I just wasn't leaching them fast enough, and I did it too soon to the project. And I'm also going to start making pemmican. I've got a lot of muntjac stored in the freezer, along with some tallow. I've got some more sea buckthorn seed in from Sea Buckthorn Scotland. And I've also got all the blackberries that I dried last year. We had over 20 litres of blackberries to dehydrate, so that's been quite amazing, and that's going to go into the pemmican. So one of the things I've decided to do this time around is to take birch tapping seriously, because last Wild Biome I didn't have enough sugar sources. And birch sap is one of the only sugar sources that's in true abundance this time of year. It's a lot of work, you've got to reduce it down over fire, but this time I've got a gas burner and some, I'm just going to do it over gas. It's going to be costly, but that cost is worth it, because if I can get enough birch sap this year, I'll be sorted for sugar. And I think I've tapped around 12 to 14 trees all around here, and 12 to 14 should be plenty. If I need to tap more, I will. I've actually got these taps properly this time. Before I was just sticking pipe into the tree and it kept falling out, so this is a lot more sturdy and it seals it off a little bit better, captures a bit more of the amazing sap. So we're going to harvest all the birch bottles right now and see how much we've got from today's harvest. Oh wow, look at this one. This is one of my best producing birches at the moment. It keeps filling up constantly and starts overflowing within 12 hours. I can't keep up with it, but let's get that out of here. Put that into there. This was just from this harvest today. We have another 20 litres. I've still got a little bit to get out of, not 20 litres, that's 10, 20, 25 litres. And I still have 2 more to get some out that I don't have enough bottles for here. I might also get a bigger bottle, maybe a 10 litre container or something if I have something, because that one keeps overflowing and I don't want to waste it. So I think we're going to have to find a bigger container for that corner. But yeah, we have another 25 litres to take up and continue to reduce. Last Wild Biome I was building this shelter here, the blue tarp. Now last year unfortunately that did fall down with the bad weather, and I took the opportunity, finding this teepee at a very good price, I didn't want to miss out on creating a better space. So we've got this full kind of communal area that I want to use during the Wild Biome project, because one crucial aspect during that diet was the community. Whenever we got together as the community, we ate so much more diverse. We had much better food. Everyone played their part to bring something to the table, and we had such an amazing feast. And that's something that would have mimicked the hunter-gatherer lifestyle. Doing it on your own, it becomes very limited, and you're focusing mainly on trying to get just enough things for yourself in that day, so you do miss out a little bit on the diversity. So I want to try and host some more gatherings here, more than we did last time, and kind of provide that space to forage around this area where there's plenty to reach and plenty to find, and just expand on that whole notion of community and wild food. And I think that would be quite amazing. And I do plan to travel a little bit more this year as well. I want to try and see a few more people during the diet, so I'll try and get some of that footage also. But wow, this is going to be another experience. I'm taking what I've learned from the last diet, and I'm bringing it into this one. And so the last month, and to try and make the scores a little bit more interesting, whilst I was eating pretty well and adding wild things to my diet most of the years since the Wild Biome project, over winter I decided to bring beef back into my diet again. Well, from where I get the raw milk from, it's all good sources. I decided to, instead of move off venison, start eating beef again. And towards this diet, the last month, I've hardly eaten anything wild. Only the wild garlic pesto that I made during the foraging courses, and the acorn and the hog seed and the flapjacks, which was only a few days. And I'm trying to keep it as minimum as possible, so that when we do go into the diet, I get some interesting results, because the last time that I did it, I was already eating wild. I was already eating maybe a quarter to three quarters of my meal every day had some kind of wild element in it. So this time I want to kind of make that gap wider. But it's hard, because we've got wild garlic coming up, we've got nettles coming up, we've got cleavers coming up. I just want to start picking it now, but I can do that in a week's time. Well, the 1st of April is when we're starting the diet this time. So I'm doing things a little bit differently too. With the pemmican, I thought, you slice it thinly normally to dehydrate it. I've actually got a bigger dehydrator this time as well, so it's going to be so much easier. But I just had this idea that now that we have mincers in the modern world, all I have to do is mince the venison up and put it onto the dehydrator tray. This is going to save so much time and create a bit more efficiency in producing pemmican, because it took quite a long time slicing thinly, making sure you get it to the right thickness, then dehydrating. So with this new dehydrator, it enables me to put just trays of mince onto it. So I'm going to do that this time. So the mincing didn't go to plan. Wet venison doesn't mince very well, but as you can see, it's there. And then we've got all these other layers down in the dehydrator. So it's going to be an interesting journey. I'm going to document as much as I can and keep you updated with what's going on. Hopefully I'll have time to document a little bit more and upload a little bit more, but we will see, because once I get full on into the diet, I can get a bit carried away just focusing on wild food. So we'll see what happens, but just a small update, since I haven't posted after the last one when I was shelling acorns. And there should be a bit more frequent now, since we're heading into the Wild Biome project for 3 whole months, and I'll be ending in June. So yeah, hope you tune in. I hope you enjoy what's going to happen, and thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my channel if you want to continue seeing any updates, and follow this amazing project. Bye for now.